Okay, so I'm going to answer to this question that somebody put on one of my videos. And to be honest, the answer to this question is that yes, it is a good idea to join libraries right now, especially if they are in the subscription model. Now, subscription model is something that has been going on for some years now, and there's a lot of nags and a lot of negativity, like this fellow composer and musician I was mentioning in one of my videos. I've been part of this transition of no subscription to now having pretty much every single library being part of this subscription model. And this is the way that things are going to be going, I think, not only in stock libraries, but in different industries, right? Like we have seen this in streaming going with Spotify, with Netflix, Apple TV, whatnot. Everything is subscription nowadays. So I think that actually the subscription model with stock libraries, what has done is that it actually has stabilized a little bit the income, at least for me. I know that for some of my colleagues this is true as well, and even some of my students have increased their income, or at least have leveled up the fluctuations of like ups and downs of the income that you get from stock libraries. For me, for example, certain libraries like Envato Elements, which is part of Envato Market, it serves me very, very well. Actually, I sell more on Envato Element that I do with my Audio Jungle account, even though it's the same music, right? It's exactly the same music. Motion Array is a great subscription library. It's just subscription. This is what it is. The same goes with other libraries. But every stock library now has a subscription model in place. So I think that instead of looking at the negativities, instead of looking at the dark side of it all, in any industry, including stock music, I think it's just something that is part of the industry. Things will be changing for sure. There are going to be a lot of innovations, and there are going to be a lot of changes. I have seen pretty much many changes that I thought were not possible. Like, for example, the ability to sell PRO music on libraries like Audio Jungle. That was before it was almost like a secret. Like, don't say anything if you're affiliated with a PRO. And eventually Audio Jungle sent an email to all of the authors saying like, hey, we want to know if you are affiliated with a PRO, yes or no. And you had to reveal the magic secret, or you were exposed. And there was a lot of fear around that because we didn't know what was going to happen back then. And I was very afraid myself because I was affiliated with a PRO. And I didn't know what the right answer was to that. If I said yes, which I was, affiliated with a PRO, will I get kicked out of Audio Jungle because I'm selling? I'm making an income with that. Actually, most of my income was depending on Audio Jungle at the time. So I was very fearful for that. And eventually this came into play. This became part of Audio Jungle. To actually, it's okay to be affiliated with a PRO. That was a massive change. Even top sellers in Audio Jungle actually took advantage of this, full-blown advantage of this ability to sell music. And there was no secret there, and there was no surprise that the big sellers were all affiliated with a PRO. So this is something that you don't need to be afraid of. You just go with the flow of the market. That the same went with Envato Elements. Everything changed because now you're not only selling music on Audio Jungle, but now you have Envato Elements, which is a subscription in Envato Market. And Audio Jungle was the last one to join this part of the subscription model. And unfortunately, for some crazy reason, as I'm recording this video, it's still by invitation. I don't know why. I became a member of Envato Elements by email. Somebody invited me. I have no affiliation or no connection whatsoever with Audio Jungle or Envato Elements. None, okay? I'm just a composer like you who makes music. I'm not even one of the top sellers on Audio Jungle. I've just done very well for myself, not only on Audio Jungle, but actually in different marketplaces. I began my journey on Audio Jungle though. And the biggest thing that I've done with Audio Jungle really back in the day was that one of my tracks got featured in the front page for a couple of weeks. That helped with the sales, but that was it. I had no voice or saying in that. It was just a reviewer who picked one of my tracks, put it there. That certainly helped with the sales, and then that's that. From there, I just made a few sales. I made some changes. I made my YouTube videos around that and how I got out of Audio Jungle as an exclusive author and became a non-exclusive author on different libraries like Pond5, Motion Array, blah, blah, blah. All of those libraries I talk about in my free guide. You can go and check out the guide, link in the description at stockmusiclicensing.com/free. But with subscription, it's just one of those things. You can't escape the matrix. or you can't escape the how this thing is, where it's going to go. There's a lot of talk about AI music now. I'm going to talk about that in a future video. It's going to take our jobs. Complete nonsense. I have checked out AI music. I have even played around with it. It sounds like rubbish, okay? I don't care how great these algorithms are and how you still have to input something, and it doesn't sound the same thing as something that I will have composed. Even if I compose something with some earplugs and I can't listen to what I'm recording, all right? So, but is it gonna be something that is gonna be implemented in our workflow? For sure. AI, the same way that we use sample loops, the same way that we use pre-made loops, the same way that we use tools to help us, create our music. These are going to be tools that are going to be used. Is it going to replace us? And this is a topic for a different video. I'm not sure. I don't know if this is going to happen right now. But the subscription model, I think, is a great thing. I know a lot of composers hate it, but it has served me well, and I've seen other people enjoying. The people that are nagging about this is because they don't see much results in it, and because they're still starting out. And that's how we all start. That's how I started, So I think the best thing to approach this is that actually it's a good thing, because with subscription, the actual income is going to be a little bit more predictable. And it's the only reason why some of my clients actually manage to get a consistent income, a level, which is the one that I preach, by the way, in the beginning, to get started as a minimum of $500 per month. Okay? Back in the day, it would just be with sales, which will be very hard. You might be doing well that month. The next month, it could go crushing down, because that's the way the sales happen with the subscription model, because libraries sell and they make money when you sell, by the way. They want the customer to be paying a monthly fee in order to download music. Now, are we getting the short end of the stick because of this? For sure. I'm not saying that we're like in the best position for earning more, but it's more recurring revenue for us, for sure. Okay, I think the best model for this is to sell music on its own to the person that doesn't want to pay a monthly fee, because there are content creators that don't want to pay a monthly fee, and there are people who are using a lot of music and they're willing to pay a monthly fee to have access to our music and download it. Okay, so I think that for us as composers, the best thing is to have the option of saying, like, hey, I want that music track to be sold on a one-off basis, and that track costs whatever. At the same time, I can have that same music track in a library which is a subscription model, and actually somebody that is subscribed to that library is downloading it, for pennies, or for cents or whatever. Okay, but then that's a business model on its own, the same way that Netflix is a business model, and how you have access to all of these TV shows now and movies for just, I don't know, £9 a month, right? So that's another topic for a different discussion, though. Okay, but everything is subscription nowadays. Audible, I love to listen to audiobooks. So Audible for me is a good deal. I pay a monthly fee, I get one of my credits, I can buy more if I wanted to. So I kind of like understand it from the consumer's point of view, why this might be a benefit, not only for the consumer, the client who's buying my music, but as well for the market as a whole. Because if you were starting a music library today, by the way, I've been told this many times, that I should start my own music library because I have a small audience here. So all I will need to do is just say to you guys, like, hey, I have a stock library now, a royalty-free library, right? Submit your music tracks and we'll do the deal. I'll take care of everything and I'll have my own library. But most likely, even if I did that, in order for me to stay competitive with the other libraries and with the big boys, I will have to offer the same thing that these people are offering, which is a subscription model. We'll have to find a way to go in that direction, because that's the way that things are going. Now, I'm not saying that you have to sell your soul to the devil, but this is just part of the evolution of these marketplaces. I have seen the benefits of it, and there is a negative and a good thing for everything, of course. But I think it's a better thing than not having a subscription model, because everything is going in that direction, Everything, Spotify, everything is going now in the subscription model. So anyways, I would love to hear your comments below and see how are you doing with subscription libraries. For me, it has been actually a game changer, and it has been a very consistent income throughout the years. I would love to hear more from you. Leave the comment below about the subscription model. What are your thoughts on it? And I would like to discuss more about this on a future video. As always, rock and roll, and here's to your success!